everyone, and welcome to module number 2 of JET 4, entitled Mathematical Language and Symbols. So, di-discuss natin dito is all about the language of mathematics. Then we will discuss about mathematical expressions versus sentences, unary and binary operations, and some fundamentals of logic. Okay, yeah. So, let's start. So, aware naman tayo na yung language, usually ginagamit natin siya sa na term sa English. So, pag sinabi natin English can be a language. Pero kung i-compare natin si English kay math, so makikita natin dito sa diagram natin na sa math, meron din tayong mga tinatawag na sentences katulad ng sa English. And makikita natin na yung sentence can be true, false, sometimes true, or sometimes false. Sa English, same din sa mathematics. So, kumbaga, pwede nating i-represent yung mga English sentences into mathematical sentences or English nating nouns into expressions and vice versa. Pwede ding pabaliktad. So kapag sa language, kapag hindi natin naiintindihan yung language nung, let's say, kausap natin, walang mangyayaring communication. Hindi natin maintindihan kung ano yung gusto niyang sabihin sa atin. So in the same way, sa math, kapag hindi natin naintindihan yung expression or yung sentence, hindi natin makukuha yung interpretation niya. Hindi natin malalaman kung ano yung gustong sabihin nung expression na yun or sentence na yun. Right? So, let's consider the sentence. The sum of any two real numbers is also a real number. So, kapag mathematical notation, this is written as like this. So, yung basa dito is actually the sum of any two real numbers is also a real number. Okay? So, math is a symbolic language. So, ito yung ilan sa mga symbols na pwede niyong ma-encounter. Hindi lang yan yung mga symbols natin. Of course, alam na natin yung kapag gumagamit tayo ng letters to denote variables. So, X, Y, Z. No? Or gumagamit tayo ng mga ibang symbols such as negative sign, mga operations natin. Madami tayong symbols, pero ito yung ilan sa mga common din na makikita natin symbols sa math. So, yung mga problems natin sa math, especially sa mga ibang branches, pwede din magamit natin sa ibang subject like physics, biology, gumagamit tayo ng math. Kahit sa mga social sciences, pwede nating i-express yung mga ibang formula into mathematical sentence. Okay? So let's look at some examples of expressions. So pag sinabi nating expression, para lang siyang phrase sa English. So, hindi siya complete thought. So, kapag sentence, so ang sentence dapat meron siyang complete thought. The same way, mathematical sentence must also have a complete thought. Okay? So, yung mga nandito are expressions kasi wala siyang complete thought. So, halimbawa, unordered triple ABC. Function f of x. 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 ay isang mathematical expression. So, hindi siya mathematical sentence. Okay? So, sentences may be either true or false, but not both. Okay? So, yung first example natin, isusulat natin itong mga mathematical sentences na to into English. Okay, so ita-translate natin siya into words, basically. Okay? So, number 1, kung susundan natin yung doon sa kaninang mga symbols natin, so yung itong parang V na may word sa gitna, we read that as for all, or for every, for any. Then, itong parang E, we can read that as an element of, or member of, or in. Then we have R, which is the set of real numbers. Okay. So, pwede nating basahin yung number 1 as for any x in R, or for any real number x. So, ibig sabihin nito, x is a real number. So, pwede nating sabihin na for any real number x squared is greater than or equal to 0. Or for every real number x, its square, since we are tinutukoy natin yung x, is greater than or equal to 0. Okay? Which is true. So, kapag meron kang any real number, kapag nag-square ka ng isang real number, it's either greater than or equal to 0, since kapag real number, either positive, negative, or 0. Kapag 0 yung number natin, 0 squared is 0. Kapag positive number, positive squared is positive, and negative squared is negative times negative, which is positive. So, we always greater than or equal to 0 kapag squared. Okay, number 2. Again, pwede nating basahin ng straightforward lang. For all x and y in R, x plus y quantity squared is equal to x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. Okay? So, kung madaming pwedeng ways para basahin yan. Pero yun yung isa sa mga pinaka-straightforward na pagbasa. Okay. Number 3, ito naman ay existence. So, pwede natin sabihin na there exists m, n, and z, or there exists integers. So, si z ay set of integers. There exists integers m and n. Then, yung vertical bar na ito is read as such that. So, there exists integers m and n such that m minus n is less than or equal to m plus n. Okay. Next, number 4. Now, Q naman is the set of rational numbers. So, for any rational numbers A and B, so meron tayo ditong arrow punta sa right. So, we can read this as implies. So, ito ay isang implication. Or, we can read it as an if-then statement. So, yung nasa left side ng arrow is yung if statement mo. Then yung nasa right side is yung then statement. So pag babasahin natin siya, for any rational numbers A and B, if A, B is equal to 0, then A equals 0 or B equals 0. Okay? So lahat ng statements na to ay actually true. So, yan. Yung solution natin. Makikita nyo din yan dun sa module nyo. Yan. So, mapapansin nyo yung hindi unique yung sentences natin. So, pwedeng iba yung pagkakakonstruct nyo sa sentence. Pero, pwedeng same lang yung interpretation niya. Okay. Next naman, we will do the reverse. Yung English sentences natin, isusulat natin as mathematical sentences. Okay. Number 1, 10 is the square root of 100. So, kung isusulat natin to, usually si is translated as an equal sign. So, either equal sign, pag is not, it's an inequality, or pwedeng nasa loob siya ng isang set. So, first example natin, 10 is the square root of 100. Yan, very simple lang siya. So, 10 is the square root of 100. Si 10 ay square root ni 100. Next, number 2, 10 is greater than 9. Okay, next. 10 is an even number. So, dito, hindi actually equal sign yung interpretation natin kay is. So, 10 is an even number. By definition, pwede din siyang equals. 10 is an even number. So, by definition, even ang isang number kapag may isusulat natin siya sa form na 2 times k, where k is an integer. Okay? So, in this case, yung k natin ay 5. Kasi 10, pwede natin siyang isulat as 2 times something. So, yun yung definition natin ng even number. When we can write a number in the form of 2 times something na integer, then it is an even number. For example, 20. 20 can be written as 2 times 10. Therefore, 20 is an even number. Okay? Or pag isusulat natin siya in set notation, 10 is in, sabi natin 2n. Ayan. 10 is in the set 2n such that n is in n, or 10 is an element of the set containing 2n elements of the form 2 times n, where n is a natural number. Okay? So, yung number 4 naman, 10 is a multiple of 5. So, pwede natin isulat as multiple of 5, pwedeng 5k. So, same lang din siya dun sa number 3. Pero instead na 2, 5 yung gagamitin natin. Yan. Multiple of 5. Or ganun din kapag set notation, palitan lang natin yung 2 ng 5. Okay? Yan. So, yung word is could mean inequality, or membership in a set. Okay? Yan. So, numbers can be cardinal, ordinal, or nominal. Pag cardinal numbers, ito yung numbers used for counting. Pag ordinal numbers, ito yung about order. So, first, second, third, ganun. Nominal numbers are used as a name. Okay? So, yung nominal numbers are not an actual value or position. So, ina-identify lang natin yung isang bagay. So, examples of nominal numbers. The number at the back of Michael Jordan is 23. Okay? So, yung 23 is a nominal number. So, ina-identify natin yung number doon sa likod ng jersey ng Michael Jordan. Okay? The postal zip code of Lingayen is 2401. Okay, so si 2401 is identified as the postal zip code of Lingayen. The name of the shop is 578. Okay? Next, unary and binary operations. So, hindi lahat ng operations sa math gumagamit ng two numbers or operands. For example, 2 plus 3 equals 5. So, yung plus sign doon sa 2 plus 3, sinisimbolize niya na kailangan nating i-add yung 2 and 3. Natin. So, 2 plus 3 equals 5. So, sinisimbolize ng plus sign, yung addition, na i-add natin yung 2 saka yung 3. Okay? Since 2 numbers yung involved, yung plus sign natin or addition is a binary operation. Binary means when plus and minus can act on two operands, and it's called a binary. Binary is 2. Okay? So, pag unary operation, ito naman yung operation sa single value lang. So, for example, pag sinabi natin ganito. Itong expression na to is read as positive 4. Hindi siya actually plus 4. Okay? Kasi wala naman tayong plus dito. So, single number lang siya. Ibig sabihin, positive 4 siya. The same way, this is read as negative 4, not minus 4. Okay? So, yung negative sign natin is a unary operator. Okay? So, unary operator si negative. So, pag ginawa natin naglagay ako ng number dito, 1 minus 4 na siya. So, yung minus sign na natin is a binary operator na siya since dalawa na yung involved na values natin. Okay? Yan. So, madami tayong unary operations. Other examples are, so, meron tayong negative. Next, trigonometric functions. So, bawa sine, cosine, ganun. Madami pa tayong unary operation. Square root. So, unary operation. Kasi ang kinukuha na natin ng square root ay isang number. Okay? Yan. Next is, let's look at this expression. We read this as 3 minus negative 2. So, take note, magkaiba yung interpretation natin sa same symbol. Okay? So, yung first na minus sign natin is yung binary operation natin na subtraction. Tapos yung katabi nung 2 na minus is a negative sign, negative operator. So, hindi siya actually 3 minus minus 2. Okay? So, si minus sign dito ay ang involved lang sa kanya is yung number 2. Okay? Kaya siya naging unary operator. So, negative 2 siya. So, yung minus sign natin na nasa labas ng parenthesis, ito yung binary operator natin na subtraction kasi mina-minus natin si 3 at si negative 2. So, si negative 2 is now considered as one value. So, meron tayong 2 values dito na involved dun sa minus sign. So, yung nasa labas ay yung minus, yung nandito ay si negative 2. Okay? Yan. So, binary operations take 2 values and include the operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and exponentiation. Okay? Yan. So, examples, addition. So, 4 plus 5. And subtraction. 10 minus 8. So, meron tayong mga properties ng binary operations. We will look at properties of addition and multiplication over the set of real numbers. First property ng binary operations is closure. Okay? So, pag sinabi nating closure, so take note ang tinitingnan natin dito ay addition and multiplication over the set of real numbers. Okay? So, ang sinasabi ng closure, kapag nag-add ako ng dalawang real numbers or nag-multiply ako ng dalawang real numbers, yung makukuha kong result ay real number pa rin. Okay? So, kung ano yung form, kung saan galing yung first two numbers natin, kapag in-add natin sila or minultiply natin sila, andun sila sa same set na yun. Okay? So, the sum of any two real numbers is also a real number, and the product of any two real numbers is also a real number. So, yun yung closure. Okay? Next is commutativity. So, si commutativity, for example, kapag binaliktad natin yung positions ng dalawang numbers natin, equal pa rin sila. Okay? So, for example, 1 plus 2 is equal to 2 plus 1. Or 2 times 3 is equal to 3 times 2. Yan si commutativity. Commutative. Next is associative. Associativity, given any three real numbers, pwede nating unahin yung first two, tapos, halimbawa pag addition, i-add natin yung first two muna bago natin i-add yung pangatlo. Equal siya ngayon kapag in-add natin yung last two muna bago natin i-add dun sa una. So, yun yung associativity. Kapag equal yung dalawang yun, associative sila. Okay, for example, meron tayong 1 plus 2 plus 3. So, kapag in-add ko muna yung 1 plus 2 bago yung 3, makukuha ko ay, so we have ito ay 3 plus 3 which is 6. Yung kabila naman, unahin ko yung 2 plus 3 ay 5 plus 1, this is 6 which is equal. So associative sila. Associative ang binary operation kapag totoo yung property na to. Kapag for addition, saka ganun din for multiplication. Okay. Next is distributivity. So this is distributive property of multiplication over addition or over subtraction. So yung sinasabi ng distributivity, kapag meron tayong number na i-multiply sa dalawang numbers na either i-add or i-subtract mo, pwede mong i-distribute yung number na nasa labas. So, ang mangyari dito, so for example, we have z times the quantity x plus y or x minus y. Then, it is equal to zx plus or minus zy. So, si z, i-multiply mo kay x at si z, i-multiply mo din kay y. Yan yung distributive property of multiplication over addition. Note that addition, kapag binaliktad natin, hindi siya pwede. For example, z plus x times y, this is not equal to z plus x times z plus y. So this is not always equal. Okay. So yung multiplication lang yung pwede natin i-distribute. Okay. And next is identity elements. So identity elements, yung isang element ng set is an identity if kapag in-add natin siya sa any number, makukuha natin yung same number na yun. Okay? So for example, sa addition, ang identity element natin sa addition is 0. Kasi any number added to 0 is equal to itself. So 5 plus 0 is 5 or 0 plus 5 is 5. Kapag multiplication naman, ang identity natin is 1. So any number multiplied by 1 is itself. Okay? So yung identity, any number plus yung identity element for addition is itself. Okay? So ganun din sa multiplication. Any number multiplied by the identity is itself. Okay? And last property ng binary operation is inverse. Okay? So yung inverse naman, kapag nag-add tayo ng dalawang numbers, kapag ang result nila ay yung identity, then they are inverses of each other. So for example, sa addition, kapag meron tayong real number x, ano yung i-add natin kay x para makuha natin si 0? So i-add natin ay si negative x. For example, 5. Anong i-add natin kay 5 para magkaroon tayo ng 0? So mag-add tayo ng negative 5, which is 0. Sa multiplication naman, ang inverse natin is yung reciprocal. So, halimbawa, 5 times, so ang reciprocal ni 5 ay magiging denominator yung nasa taas, which is 1 over 5. So, makukuha natin is 1, which is yung identity element for multiplication. Okay? Yan. So, inverse. So, ang inverse ni 5 sa addition ay yung negative 5. So, ang inverse ng isang real number na x sa addition ay negative x. Sa multiplication naman, ang inverse ni x ay 1 over x. Okay, so take note na yung 1 over x, x is not equal to 0 kasi hindi tayo pwedeng magkaroon ng 1 over 0 because that is undefined. Okay, so yan yung properties ng binary operations. So we go to some fundamentals of logic. So pag logic, so meron tayong mga expressions or mga statements na pwede silang magkaroon ng truth values. So it's either they are true or they are false. So a proposition is a statement which is either true or false. So titingin tayo ng mga propositions para makita natin kung either true or false ang isang statement. So ang isang statement or proposition can be true or false but not both. So hindi pwedeng true and false siya at the same time. Okay? Example. So each of the following statements is a proposition. Some are true and some are false. Okay? Can you tell which are true and which are false? If it is false, state why. Number 1, 9 is a prime number. Is it true or false? So number 1, 9 is a prime number is a false statement. Kasi, ano ba ibig sabihin ng prime number? So, ang isang number ay prime number kapag ang factors niya ay 1 and itself. Si 9, pwede natin siyang isulat as 3 times 3. So, meron siyang factors bukod sa 1 and 9. Kasi si 9, pwede natin isulat as 1 times 9. Pero, pwede din natin siyang isulat as 3 times 3. So, meron tayong factor na 3. So, hindi siya prime number. Okay. Next, 5 plus 3 equals 8. So, this is true, obviously. Number 3, x squared plus y squared is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, now, the x squared, since square siya ng isang number, ito ay non-negative. So, either greater than or equal to 0 siya. Either positive or 0. Ganon din si y squared. Ngayon, kapag nag-add tayo nung greater than or equal to 0, saka greater than or equal to 0, yung result nila is still greater than or equal to 0. So, number 3 is a true statement. And last, number 4, 10 is less than negative 3. So, this is false. Kasi, ang negative ay mas maliit dapat sa positive number. Solutions natin. Okay, next. So, para makuha natin yung kung true or false ang isang proposition, pwede natin silang isulat sa form ng truth table. So, truth table is a table that shows the truth value of a compound statement for all possible truth values of its simple statement. Okay. First is negation. A statement is a negation of another if the word is not introduced in the negative statement. So let P be a proposition. The negation of P is not P. Okay. So yung truth table ng negation is this. So kapag yung P natin ay true, yung negation niya ay false. Pag false naman siya, ang negation niya ay true. For example, what is the negation of the following statements? First, square root of 2 is a rational number. So, pag ninegate natin siya, dadagdagan lang natin siya ng not. Ganyan din sa so, square root of 2 is not a rational number. Or, pag hindi siya rational, irrational siya. Okay? So, either itong una or yung pangalawa, same lang sila. Number 2, yung 6 is an odd number. Yung 6 is not an odd number. Kapag hindi ka odd number, ikaw ay even number. Okay? So, yan yung negation. Next, logical connectives. So, titingnan naman natin yung compound statements or you have two or more simple statements or propositions. Let P and Q be propositions. A logical connective is the mathematical equivalent of a conjunction in English. The most common conjunctions in mathematics are and or. Okay. So if two statements are joined like P and Q, then P and Q is a statement that is true if and only if both P and Q are true. Another logical connective is the word or. The statement P or Q is true if and only if P is true or Q is true, which is taken to include the case when they are both true. So kapag meron tayong and na connective P and Q, magiging true siya, magiging totoo yung statement na yun kapag parehas na true yung P and Q. Otherwise, it is false. Okay? So, halimbawa, 1 plus 1 equals 2 and 1 minus 1 equals 0. So, 1 plus 1 equals 2 is true. 1 minus 1 equals 0 is true. Therefore, yung buong statement na to is true. Pero pag pinalitan natin ito, halimbawa ng 1 plus 1 equals 2 and 1 minus 1 equals 2, then ito ngayon ay false kasi mayroong isa tayong statement na false. Okay? So, para maging true ang compound statement na may and, dapat true sila pareho. Okay? Kapag or naman, dito natin ito ng or. True siya as long as may isang true sa kanila. Okay? So, again, yung 1 plus 1 equals true ay true. 1 minus 1 equals true ay false. So, true or false. Therefore, this whole statement is true. Kasi may at least isang true. Okay? Yan si and or. Next is implications. Suppose P and Q are propositions. The proposition if P then Q or P implies Q is called an implication. P is called the premise and Q is called the conclusion. In ordinary language, statements like if it rains then I bring my umbrella is an implication. So if it rains is P or the premise, while I bring my umbrella is Q or the conclusion. Okay? Kasi if P then Q, pwede natin basahin as P implies Q, Q is P, Q is implied by P, Q only if P. So ito naman ang truth table ni P implies Q. So false lang siya kapag true yung premise, false yung conclusion. False siya. Otherwise, true na siya. So yung isang form ng implication is yung double implication or biconditional. Si biconditional naman, ito yung if and only if. So P if and only if Q. So true naman si biconditional kapag true si P, either both true si P and Q or both false. Doon magiging true si if and only. Yan yung mga logical connectives natin. So we have not, and, or implies if and only if. Okay. For example, write the following in symbolic form using P, Q, and R for the statements and the symbols yung 5. Where ito yung P, Q, and R natin. Okay? So first, if President Duterte is a good president, then government officials are corrupt. So susundan natin to. Yung President Duterte is a good president in P. Government officials are corrupt. Q. People are happy. R. Okay. So first, since meron tayong if then, magkakaroon tayo ng implication. Now, yung President Duterte is a good president. Ito yung P natin. Okay? Since if then siya, meron tayong implies, government officials are not corrupt. So yung Q natin ay government officials are corrupt. Since not corrupt siya dito, meron tayong not Q. Okay? So ito yung number 1 natin. Next, another if then. If government officials are not corrupt, then the people are happy. The people are happy. Are. Number 3, President Duterte is a good president and people are happy. And government officials are not corrupt. So yung doon sa if statement natin, meron tayong President Duterte is a good president and people are happy. Meron tayong and. And R implies not President Duterte is not a good president if and only if government officials are corrupt and the people are not happy. So President Duterte is not a good president since not P. So yung P natin is a good. If and only if government officials are corrupt and people are not happy. So not are. So yung R natin, people are happy. So not are, people are not happy. So ito pwede natin siguro lagyan ng parenthesis dito para clear. So yan. Yan yung mga statements natin in symbolic form. So yan siya. Next we have converse, inverse, and contrapositive. So yung converse, inverse, and contrapositive ay mga forms of implication siya. So given the implication P implies Q, yung converse is Q implies P. Yung inverse is not P implies not Q. And yung contrapositive is not Q implies not P. Okay? So pag meron tayong if P then Q, ang inverse niya is if not P then not Q. So nag-negate lang yung P tsaka yung Q. Si converse naman, magpapalit ng pwesto si P and Q. So if Q then P. Si contrapositive naman, magpapalit ng pwesto si P and Q, tapos magne-negate silang dalawa. If not Q, then not P. Okay? Kung titignan natin yung truth table nila, mapapansin natin si implication has the same truth value as the contrapositive. Pero yung inverse at converse, iba yung truth values nila doon sa implication natin. Okay? Meaning, kapag si implication, yung original na implication natin, sinulat natin siya sa kanyang contrapositive form, same lang yung meanings nila. Okay? Pero pag sinulat natin sa implication sa inverse and converse form, pwedeng hindi necessary na totoo yung statements na yon. Makikita natin sa truth table na may values na nagpalit ng truth value. Okay? For example, give the converse, inverse, and contrapositive of the following implications. So number 1, if this movie is interesting, then I am watching it. Okay, so yung converse, magpapalit lang ng pwesto. So if I am watching this movie, so yung it natin is yung this movie. If I am watching this movie, then it is interesting. Yung inverse naman, magne-negate silang dalawa. If this movie is not interesting, then I am not watching it. Okay. Then yung contrapositive, magpapalit ng pwesto plus yung negations nila. If I am not watching this movie, then it is not interesting. Okay. So same din sa number 2, ganun din. If P is a prime number, then it is odd. Yung converse niya, papalit ng pwesto. If P is odd, then it is a prime number. Yung inverse naman, if P is not a prime number, then it is not odd. And yung contrapositive, if P is not odd, then it is not a prime number. Okay? So take note sa kung paano nag-swap yung positions nila tsaka yung paano nagkaroon ng negations. Okay? Next example, identify three simple propositions in the statement below and label them P, Q, and R. Then express symbolically the statement using the following logical operators. Yung statement natin, a function f has an inverse if and only if f is 1 to 1 and on 2. Okay? So yung simple propositions natin dito is yung mga sentences natin. Okay? So we have first, a function f has an inverse. Next is f is 1 to 1. And yung pangatlo natin, f is on 2. Kasi and yung ginamit natin. So pwede natin isulat as f is 1 to 1 and f is on 2. So meron tayong tatlo. Yan. So yun yung P, Q, and R natin. So isusulat natin ngayon into mathematical symbols. So yung statement natin, a function f has an inverse if and only if f is 1 to 1 and f is on 2. Okay? So yun yung statement natin na to. Naisulat natin siya as P if and only if Q and R. Yan. Pwede din ganito. So ito yung mahabang form ng biconditional. Yan. Next are quantifiers. So nakita na natin to kanina. Meron tayong dalawang klase ng quantifiers. So quantifiers are used to describe the variables in a statement. Universal quantifier is yung for all or for every. Lahat, kaya universal. The existential quantifier naman is yung there exists or for some. Ibig sabihin, merong at least one. Ganun. So there exists. So compound quantifiers, when one quantity is involved in a statement, it is common to encounter more than one quantifier for that statement. Special care must be taken in the order in which these quantifiers appear. So order does not matter if the same quantifier is used. So kapag gagamit tayo ng compound quantifiers, meron tayong more than one na quantifier, dapat yung order nila naka-particular yung order. Kasi kapag for example, kapag parehas lang naman yung quantifier, wala tayong problema. For all x, for all y, p of xy is the same as for all y, for all x. Ganun din si there exists x and x, there exists y, such that p of xy parehas lang siya sa there exists y, there exists x. Pero pag sinabi natin na for all x, there exists y, hindi siya equivalent sa there exists y for every x. Okay? So, yung quantifiers natin, particular dapat tayo sa order nila. So, example natin again, write as an English sentence and determine if it is true or false. So, dito, for every real number x, there exists a real number y such that x plus y is equal to 10. So, this is true. And yung number 2 natin, for every z plus positive integers, so for every positive integer x, there exists a real number y such that y squared is equal to x, which is also true. Okay. So, yun yung mga quantifiers natin. So, that ends our lecture discussion about mathematical language and symbols. So, kung meron kayong questions about sa discussion, questions about sa module, questions about sa exercises, pwede nyo akong i-contact or message, i-chat, or mag-comment kayo kung meron kayong mga katanungan about sa lesson natin. Okay? So, yung sasagutan nyo doon sa module is yung exercise set lang. The exercise set 2. Then, kahit isulat nyo na siya sa long bond paper or yellow pad. Okay? So, that's all for today. So, thank you for listening and see you in our next discussion. Bye.